5 pages and direct your attention to a signature appearing over the typewritten name Conchita Carpio-Morales, Ombudsman.
I would suggest that the council will show that letter
Yes, Your Honor.
to the witness.
Which we request, Your Honor, to be marked as exhibit. Witness examining the same, Your Honor.
This appears to be a photocopy of my letter.
Oh. May I request first, for purposes of identification, Your Honor, that it be marked, as we prayed before, as Exhibit 253. Consisting of 5 pages. A little earlier, I was asking you to go over the signature appearing over the typewritten name Conchita Carpio-Morales, Ombudsman. That is your signature.
Yes, Your Honor. That is so.
Now, there are 3 complaints involved in this investigation.
Counsel, why don't you ask the Ombudsman why she wrote that letter to the respondent?
Yes, Your Honor. Now, I adapt the question. Will you kindly tell us why this letter was written or addressed to the Honorable Chief Justice Corona?
Yes, Your Honor. After we received the complaint from, it's difficult to memorize the first mentioned complainant, but one of them is Liza Ontiveros. I went over it because I had an advance copy, and I first sought information from agencies, and then I referred the complaints to the Anti-Money Laundering Council because I thought that the charges included of some matters that was what were within the jurisdiction of the AMLAC, and then later I constituted a panel of investigators, and eventually I wrote the AMLAC seeking assistance towards the determination of the truth of the charges, and then I got an initial report from the special panel recommending, among other things, that we should write the Chief Justice.
Now, you were in this letter, you were asking the Chief Justice to explain in writing.
That's right, Your Honor.
His and my read the particular portion, Your Honor. Accordingly, consistent with the provisions of Section 15, 22, and 26, you are hereby requested within 72 hours from receipt thereof a written answer to the complaints and to the above stated information respecting your alleged several bank accounts in several banks.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, I understand that in this kind of investigation by your office, the respondent is akin to an accused in a criminal case.
Your Honor, please. The questions are leading. Up to now, the witness has not been qualified nor established, declared by the court as a hostile witness.
Well, that's a direct question, Your Honor.
Counsel, why don't you reform your question? Ask the Ombudsman if by that letter she was actually investigating the Chief Justice.
Because I predicate the
That would be the adverse interest.
Okay then, Your Honor. Now, when when you stated in this letter that that the Chief Justice is being requested to submit within 72 hours from receipt a written answer to the complaint, my understanding is that she is already being investigated by your office. Am I right?
We were doing a case build-up. In other words, it was a fact-finding investigation, Your Honor.
All the while, I thought that the complaint per your letter is on the basis, this letter rather, is on the basis of the three complaints. One, by the group of Roberto Alrosa, second by Walden Bello, and the third one by Emmanuel T. Santos.
Yes,
Right.
we were.
There is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Whenever we receive a complaint, we determine first if it merits docketing. So we docketed it for purposes of factual investigation or case build-up.
All right. When you ask him to file an answer,
Yes.
the answer that you wanted to be made by him is in connection with the allegation of this strictly confidential resolution.
Your Honor, may I invite your attention to the second to the last paragraph of page 4. It says here, furthermore, we received information that there are several bank accounts in PSB and several other banks in your name, including those denominated in US dollars, the aggregate value of which amounts to at least $10,000 US dollars.
In other words, Madam Ombudsman, when you wrote that letter, you were already initiating an investigation of the respondent Chief Justice.
That's right, Your Honor.
And that, in effect, you are taking an adverse position with respect to the subject of your investigation.
We wanted him to
Explain.
enlighten us, Your Honor,
Yes.
because, as I said early on, I had sought the help of another agency for purposes of determining whether there was indeed unexplained wealth or things to that effect, which would be violative of the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act.
If Your Honor, please.
The gentleman from Iloilo.
I'm sorry for the intervention, but the Ombudsman mentioned 10,000. Is that what is $10,000? Is that what is reflected
Oh,
in
I'm sorry, $10 million. Sorry.
All right.
As I said, I'm not used to millions, so I always say thousands.
In other words, the Office of the Ombudsman was already conducting an investigation of the Chief Justice, so much so that you have to write the respondent Chief Justice to appear in 72 hours to explain his side.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Then
If Your Honor, please,
your testimony here would be, if you have any finding at all in the course of that investigation, will be against or in favor of the Ombudsman. We do not, of the respondent Chief Justice. We do not know that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
If Your Honor, please.
So, Counsel, please proceed along that line so that we can finish this. This is only to lay the basis whether this party is a hostile witness or a friendly witness to you.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll do so, Your Honor, as directed. Now, you mentioned in here $10,000.
I'm sorry.
$10 million. I'm sorry. All right.
Chain of errors.
Now, you must have been informed about the impeachment proceedings going on before this honorable body
Yes,
by
Your
then.
Honor.
All right. My question to you, is there any mention or evidence of this $10 million in the evidence presented before this honorable court?
Objection, Your Honor. Up to now, the witness has not been qualified. With due respect, the mere fact that the Ombudsman...
Counsel for the prosecution is correct. just to help in this. Anyway, this is a preliminary matter. Madam Ombudsman, you are conducting an investigation of this case against the respondent. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then,
Fact-finding investigation, Your Honor. Case conduct,
fact-finding investigation.
as opposed to preliminary investigation, Your Honor.
Have you made any findings at all
About,
against the respondent?
well, I was able to get data showing that at
You
least
obtained material, material to
material and relevant to the
complaints
complaints filed by the
your
three
office.
complainants, yes, from the, at least from the first
And
complainant.
of those materials adverse to the respondent.
Well, it appeared so, Your Honor, because these are the documents that I sourced.
So that
From that
whatever
agency.
testimony you will give here in this court would have the tendency to be adverse to the respondent.
It appears so, Your Honor,
All right,
and that is
so
the reason
Counsel,
why.
proceed.
In which case, Your Honor,
If you want to make a motion, then make a motion.
may we move, Your Honor, that the witness be declared as a hostile witness, Your Honor, because her interest as a ombudsman investigating the case is already adverse to that of the respondent, the Honorable Chief Justice
Will the
Corona, Your
answers of the...
Your Honor, that is my mandate. If I am mandated by law to investigate, and I investigate the respondent, that does not make me an adverse person. So I had to discharge my mandate.
That's correct. That's correct. That's a constitutional mandate. In fact, the
Leave me
ombudsman
alone.
can investigate with or without complaint.
That's right, Your Honor.
So,
But,
you may proceed.
yes, Your Honor.
If Your Honor, please, the defense has moved for the qualification of the witness